Hello and welcome back to the Tuesday Checklist, the weekly show where we take inspiration from a recent or upcoming release and use that as an excuse to talk about games we love. Code Vein is almost upon us. Bandai Namco's Soulsborne-inspired anime action RPG hits PS4 on September the 27th, while simultaneously hitting our thumbs with its rock-hard difficulty. Nathan will probably stubborn his way to the Platinum Trophy, but me, forget it. I suck at these games. I will never be able to finish it. And with that in mind, here are the rest of the team's picks for games whose end credits we will simply never see. Before we begin, click that notification bell so you're always up to date with all our videos. Right, Elle is up first. What's your pick?
Now, I'm taking advantage of the fact that Rob isn't here for this one. Because I know he was angry when I mentioned to him that I hadn't finished this game, being Final Fantasy VII.
Me neither. Air 5.
Yeah, so Rob was very mad when I previously brought up that this was, aside from one of the Dissidia games, I understand this, last time I said, I've played Dissidia, and everyone was like, which one? One of the Dissidia games, whichever was the most recent fighting game, 3D fighter one, I played that. But other than that, I've never played a Final Fantasy game.
Right.
Sorry everyone.
That's one more than me. You did all right.
But what I did do when I was younger is attempt Final Fantasy VII. Now this is one that I felt like looked like the most me. Mainly because Cloud's got that big old sword.
Can't miss it.
Which I was very excited about when I saw it, because it's like as big as he is.
It literally is.
What's that? So I was very excited about that. Also, Barrett. He's literally
Barrett
the best.
is the best. He is the best.
He looks amazing. And I like his face in the, like, you know, when you're looking at your party in. Well, I guess I don't know why I'm looking at these.
Yeah.
You know when you find
I know exactly. Yeah.
and you can see the faces.
Yeah.
Barrett's face in that is one of my favourite things
so really
in games.
determined and grumpy.
Yeah, his neck fills the entire screen. It's like this big, massive head. He's just really angry. And I was like, oh, I love this guy. And also he's got a gun arm. A gun arm!
Yeah.
So I was very, very excited. So this is what I knew, was like these weapons. I knew the gun arm, I knew the giant sword, the Buster Sword. Oh my God, the Buster Sword. And I was really excited. And then we went into the game, we went into the town that I don't know the name of, and that was really awesome as well. And then turn-based. Turn-based, which for me is a nightmare because I don't have a brain that likes to think ahead. You might have noticed. I just like to run in, and if I've got a sword as big as I am, all I want to do is run in and use it. And so obviously you have to like wait. So I'm there with my big sword, but then it's like,
Not yet.
yeah, not yet, not yet, no, not yet, not yet. He's just doing his thing. Then you'll get to.
You'll get your turn. Just wait.
It really is good that
Just
Rob's
the
not
one
here.
swing.
Yeah.
He'd be
Which
so
was
angry.
devastating to me because those weapons and those characters felt so cool. Like I like a kind of jaded mercenary. I like a big angry black dude with a gun arm. That's a very specific niche, but I love it. And so I just wanted to kind of like run in with them, and I couldn't. And I just found it really frustrating because I didn't think I was going to be kind of a Final Fantasy person. And I actually really fell in love with the story and really fell in love with the characters. And I was like, oh no, I really had to rethink who I am. Because I actually really enjoyed the kind of over the top, like beautiful story and like these characters that have huge personalities, and you know, I really loved all of it, but I just found it so frustrating that they had these cool weapons and I couldn't just horrendously flail with them, which is what I wanted. So now we're getting a remake.
Hello.
Which I'm so excited about. And obviously before I wasn't that excited about it. I assumed it was going to be turn-based, and I was like, so I'm probably just going to do the same thing, which is get really excited about that sword, go in and try it, be angry that I can't be as aggro as I want to be. And then we played it at E3, and it was amazing.
It's the best.
It was amazing! It's so good. Being able to play like real time, but with still cool slow-mo moments, which was the thing that I really loved, was just so incredible. Barrett's gun arm is bigger than ever. It's amazing. Like the sword is just enormous now, and the animations for the attacks are absolutely incredible. So now, I never thought I would say this, but I am so excited to finally finish Final Fantasy VII.
So my game isn't, it's not a game that I can't beat really, because it's not the kind of game that you can just be like, I've finished, I've beaten this game. But it's a game which, despite my efforts, I'm just like, I am just awful. I'm awful at this game. As Dave can attest, we're going to talk about this, Dave, because it's Rocket League.
Yeah, of course it is.
It's Rocket League, which Dave has been playing with me. So like obviously Rocket League came out, was on PlayStation Plus monthly games, was like this phenomenon. Everyone was, and I looked at it and I was like, okay, like I like sports games and I'm sure I like some car games. I was like, it looks fun, but it looks extremely frustrating. Like I've got to drive a car into a giant ball and score. That looks really hard. And then it took off and it was like this incredible phenomenon. Obviously now it's an e-sport, an electronic sport. And, so there's loads of skill involved in it. And at some point, fairly recently, I guess, I mean, I've tried it a couple of times over the years. Fairly recently, Rob and Dave started playing it in the office and I was like, I've just got to get over this. Like this is, I do this for a living. I can't not understand Rocket League at all. Plus, I'll have a few games and I'll get better at it. And it turns out that just did not happen. And it's like, it's the real basics of it. It's like I just constantly seem to find myself underneath the ball. And the one thing I think which is like a real element of skill, there's loads of elements of skill, but one thing is like camera control in Rocket League. I mean, there's two ways of controlling the camera because it is quite difficult because sometimes you want to be locked onto the ball because it's the focus of the game. Sometimes it's more important to know where you're going so you can take it off ball cam. But for me, no matter what I try, I always seem to find myself underneath the ball, uselessly just sort of hopping up and down, while someone from the other team invariably like comes literally flying in and smashes the ball as hard as they can. And like I'm at the stage now where I can score goals on purpose. Like I have improved, but there is like a level above which I just cannot. And I think the worst thing that we did was I was like, I want to see. Because sometimes if you're interested in a game and you're at a certain level and you're like, I'm struggling to improve, watch how pro gamers play it. And then even if it's just strategy, the way that you might, timing of reloading in first-person shooters, what areas of the map you should go at, like what movements you should be making, those sorts of things, that can really help. Giant mistake watching anyone play Rocket League because it looked like they were playing a different game. Like these guys were just in the sky the whole time. They're just like, they jump, then they use the boost to effectively fly. They make their way around the maps in such a way that they're always hitting new boost spots. And I was like, this is like, I'm trying to drive a car and I've looked up how to like fly a plane. Like this is, I've just got no idea. So this is Rocket League again, which and it pains me. This isn't who I am as a person, but I am not ever going to get good at that game. And here I am confessing it.
So my entry for this Tuesday checklist feature, I started it differently then, is technically I've beaten it twice, but there are three modes that you have to beat in this game, and it is Undertale. I have done the neutral route, so like the first one you do when everything's, pretty cool, pretty happy. I've done the pacifist run, so everyone loved me, I was lovely to everyone, and we all just had a jolly good old time. But the genocide mode, I got to the final, I believe it's the final boss, which is Sans. And I could not beat him, and I've been trying to beat him ever since the game came out. I have been trying to beat Sans again and again and again, and he's just so quick. Like literally he's there, but you love Sans, so you're there looking at Sans, and this is like the first time that he's like, taken a serious tone after he's given you jokes and the puns, and he's just been a lazy, chilled out dude all around. But now it's like, oh, you've annoyed Sans, and this is like one of the only times where I feel that you've really annoyed a character, because like Papyrus, you have to kill him and it's really sad. But that, like the moment when you kill Papyrus is the main moment you're like, oh God, how is Sans going to react? Because of like they're brothers. They're brothers and they love each other very much, and they're the duo in the game. So when you don't see Sans really for the rest of the game after you kill Papyrus. So that's why when he does come in, you're gonna have a bad time. He's savage, absolutely savage. Like even before you fight, he's got like this skeleton dragon head looking gun projectile thing. Because also in Undertale you're restricted to a box, so you can't do anything, you just have to dodge their attacks. And immediately it's just like, boing, 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 like lights are going everywhere. Your little heart in a panic, you're just like, oh my God, with like a split second to think each time. And I thought that I could have done it because like I said, I've played the other modes of the games, I've beaten all the bosses on those. This was literally just the last thing I had to do, I think anyway. And I was just like, yeah, I think I'm pretty good at Undertale now, but seriously, it's just a beast. And then there are even some moments like where a frame just goes black, so you could be in these intense situations and the music's going like da 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 da, and it would like da da da. Da, 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 but you still have to respond to that break, and it's just madness basically. I see Dave's face, I'm just like, what? Like, it's hard to explain just the chaos of it with things coming at you. There are things just on the screen. Sans then gets a power where he slams your part down, and then you have to just try and dodge all of these attacks coming at you.
This is meaningless to me, but I want to know how close you are to. Do you think you'll ever do it?
Is this the last battle?
I think it's the last battle. I mean, because like I said, I haven't finished genocide mode, so who knows? There might even be a battle after this. But this is like the famous battle that everyone's just like, oh god, it's Sans. Now we see his true power. So yeah, Undertale is just a game that the genocide mode, I just haven't been able to beat it yet because it's just really blooming hard. But I really, really, really want to, and I will one day. I promise.
Well, I suppose a lot of people will argue that I haven't beaten any games because I don't have any platinums, but...
I don't know why you said it in that voice, that's all true.
Because it's all I hear, El, every day. It's my mum, my dad, my girlfriend. No platinums. But I've taken this to mean something very particular to me, or rather, it just haunts me, this one. It haunts me that I can't beat this game. And that game is Guitar Hero 3.
Oh my god!
A game which I absolutely love. And the specific thing that I am thinking of as having beaten Guitar Hero 3 is being able to get through, not like be amazing at it even, but get through the fire and flames.
Oh man!
Which I cannot do.
Is that a song?
It's a song.
Yes.
Yes.
That one.
Yeah. So Guitar Hero 3, oh man, what an amazing game. It's the first kind of rhythm action game I think I played. Not really, I mean like I played Parappa when it started, but apart from that, didn't really play any rhythm action games. Saw 1 and 2 come and go. The thing is, I should say that I play real guitar. So there's no like good way to say this without sounding like a bit of a big head. But because I play real guitar, it's quite hard to play Guitar Hero on the easier levels. I really struggle because they simplify. I have basically, I don't know what you call it, perfect rhythm, probably. Like impeccable sense of rhythm and also pitch. And the easier levels are just too simple. They've simplified the rhythm too much.
I feel sick. I feel sick.
Yeah, but it comes good at the end. And so then that's why it's so devastating to me that I can't get through the fire and flame, because there I was thinking that I'm quite good at this game and I have some sort of maybe leg up because I have spent many years before playing that game playing guitar, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't help, and I just can't make my brain do the thing. I can't learn it. I can't make my fingers go fast enough, and that's the real kick in the teeth, because if I can't play it on a controller, I definitely can't play it on the guitar, which makes me really sad. So I won't have tried it on the easiest mode, but I would have gone down to medium or whatever. Like, it's like, what is it? Easy, medium, hard, and expert, I think. I would have just tried it on medium, but I've not got through it. I've not got through it, and even if I have, I want to be doing it on expert, not perfecting it or anything, not doing it completely right. I'm not talking about that, and I don't do any of the songs on there like really 100%. The later ones, the harder ones. I'm just talking about just getting through it and feeling, and making it to the end and having done a good job on expert. That's just not going to happen ever for me for Through the Fire and Flames, and it makes me really sad. And it's insane to me that is something that is based on a real song with real guitars that people also actually played.
Dave, come on, help me out.
I was just going to ask whether you would say that I was better at you, better than you at Rocket League, and whether that...
We're going to have to end this video.
Could that ever change? If I am better, could you get better than me? This is the way to make you better at Rocket League. I'm better than you, and you'll never get...
Don't stop it.
Don't stop that.
Dave uses humiliation on Nathan. It was super effective. Right, let's end it there. Let us know in the comments what games you'll never finish no matter how hard you try. Give us a like if you enjoyed the video and click that notification bell so you never miss another Tuesday checklist. Thanks for watching and see you next week.
For the players.